Welcome to another episode of Jay's Garage. We're working on the R7. I've been putting out tons of content for you guys. I've been trying to split it up so I have more shit for you guys to watch, but I'm running out of stuff and I'm not getting any of the subscribes that I need to justify spending the money on this stuff. No, anyways, the stuff's for me anyways. So what do we got today? Let's take a look. We've got some levers, adjustable from TST, because TST gets some really good stuff. And they're adjustable, like I said. They come in a nice red button there. Says TST on it. How's that red look good? Yeah, that looks good, boy. Shee! So, this one I believe is the brake side. Yes. Yes, it is. So, we're going to put all of this stuff on together forever. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that this needs. Actually, yeah, we're going to figure it out. We're going to start with the clutch side. That's what we're going to do. Very good. Clutch side is simple. You got to bring this forward and line up. I have to line this up with this. Take this screw out. I believe it's a 10 mil. And yeah, so let's get that done. Hey, focus. All right, so it's a 10 mil down here. Broke that loose. Just gonna undo this screw here. Okay. Loosen that up. All right, got it. Okay, got it there. Damn, that was dirty. Put this down here. Now this piece is gonna come straight up and out. Good. And you can see that inside is that little flat piece and a flat piece on that side, and it sits in a groove there. Now, what we have to do is turn this dial downwards to release tension on this here. Okay, so this has a catch piece, so that needs to back up a little bit. So there's a metal clip here. It looks like it prevents it from coming all the way back, which that's pretty cool, but it's got to be pushed back. Flathead, bring it there. So let's see. So I can compress this metal piece. There we go. That way I can keep turning it. Good. We're turning towards the front of the bike, and then it's going to catch again. So just got to keep, boom, it catches again. Bend it, turn it, so you can keep turning. All right, and then it's going to get a little harder, so you can use a little flathead. Now, you see how I aligned? I don't know if you guys can tell, but I aligned this opening here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, because this is going to have some type of traction. Probably needs to go a little bit more. I also need something to grip that way. Okay, now we don't want to break anything, so just pull it out. There's this little push here, so you don't want to break that, so be careful when you take this out. Then you just do turn it then this should come right out. There you go. Simple and plain. Now, in here, we have to take this piece out and put it in the new one. And you just simple push it and it'll come right out. This is gonna go in the new one. This has grease on it. So I'm gonna clean it and put some new grease. Because I'm in Florida, we need some high temp grease. So it's the one that I'm using here, Red and Tacky by Lucas. So just clean off the old grease, nice and clean. We're gonna put some new grease on it. And then it doesn't have to be too crazy, but just enough on here. And that way water doesn't really mess this all up. So I got it all greased up. And we're gonna slide this into the new place here. So we'll go a little more grease there. And that's it. Just like that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is put this cable back on. So I'm going here, just like this. We're going to slide that there, and we're gonna push. We're gonna get this there, that way it doesn't mess up that little piece there. Okay. All right, so now we gotta push this back. There we go. Good. Okay, now let's get that right there. Good. From there, you put the old bolt in. Okay. Slide that in, make sure that it lines up. And drop straight down. Okay, then the 10 mil. Hold it down. One, two, almost there. I don't know if that's how it needs to lock, but seems pretty good. Has a little bit of slack. Awesome. Okay, there it is. And we're gonna make sure that I can change gears. I gotta see, so what I was talking about was this little metal U. When it gets to this point here, it locks because it's got like a little groove on it that locks it. So I don't know if that needs to be locked. I don't recall this being locked, so it should be good the way it is. Because that can't come out of the groove. Beautiful. All right, let's get to the other side. This is an Allen key on top, so we gotta get that out. And this little nut here. My concern is there's a rubber boot here. And you don't want to shear that rubber boot or have the rubber boot get taken off. So we're gonna figure that out. Let's see, what size is that nut underneath? It is a 10. Okay, so that's a 10. This is a 4. Actually. Yep, it's a 4. Okay. So we're gonna go. Now you want to hold this here. And then there's a little button. And when you get this off, you want to just not allow this rubber boot to, we're going to push that rubber boot off a little bit. You can see that rubber boot needs to come off of that little nut. So I'm going to take something plastic and try to pry it backwards. Let's try to do this. No way, it doesn't really. There you go. So that little rubber boot went into this here. And we have to, well, rubber boot went into this, sorry. We have to pop this piece out. There's a spring in here. We have to actually hammer this out. And that'll take off the inside here so we can reuse this piece and this on the new one. So I'm gonna have to hammer that out. Okay, we're gonna take some sockets and try to hammer this thing out. So let's go with these two big ones. That way that can sit like that. And then that looks like that's about the right size. Hammer. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go. All right, you can see it's starting to come out already. I just gotta use a little smaller one. Okay, let's try this. So you don't want to get shot in the eye, so you got to hold this whole thing together while taking this off. Okay. Okay, get that. All right, there we go. That little spring that just fell on the floor, but we don't need it. Okay. What we do need is this piece. This is off to the side. That worked out good. Here's your little part there. This goes away. Well, might need that hammer in a second. All right, now this needs to be cleaned and greased. We're gonna clean this off. We're gonna apply some grease to this. We're gonna apply some grease to that part. Okay. All right, now, so this is going to pretty much slide in here like this. There's going to be some play, they said, in this. But that sits in there like that. And then, let's see, TST, yeah, it goes like that. Okay, next we're going to grease this up. And good. Okay, so we don't have to actually hammer that, we just have to grease it. So take a little bit of grease, put it along here. A little dab more. Okay, we're gonna install that in here. Okay, that goes in there just like that. You want to make sure it's nice and flush. Good. And then we need grease on the inside. So we have to get that screw that I had. We're going to apply some grease to this. That'll help grease up the inside of that tube. There we go. Cool. All right. We got like that, like that. We're gonna apply a little bit of grease to this piece here. Just gonna dab it. That way it slides into the rubber boot easily. Very good. Okay, let's get this back over there. Okay, so there's your little, you have your little brake light clip in the back of that. So that's where this piece hits, is a little button here, and you don't want to shear that button, so you kind of want this to sit. Oh, this I gotta take out. All of this has to pop back in. See that rubber boot going right back to where it is. Make sure I'm not like hitting the button. There you go. Good, that's where it needs to be. Now we put the other piece back in. And it's just making sure that all of that lines up. There you go. We're gonna do this by hand. Once it bottoms out, there we go. Okay, just gonna start screwing it by hand. And then I'll take that little nut. Good. We're gonna just thread that on by hand. And then we're gonna go with on. We're gonna just do everything from up here. Okay, boom. I'm just gonna make sure this nut is tight. There you go, you don't want to lose your brakes. Get all the grease off. All that excess grease, just make sure that's all out. And that's it. That wasn't that hard. Now, here's the thing with the adjustment on this. You need a little bit of play at all lock. So here's a little bit of play. And you can see down there has a little bit of play. Now when you go full lock the other way, it still needs play. So now I'm going to turn the wheel and you'll see how that actually changes position. So when you're doing this, you got to make sure at full lock it has play, and full lock it has play. Because if not, you'll burn through your clutch. All right, we're going to take it for a test drive. Okay, there you have it. It works great. It shifts good. There's just enough slack. Just enough play. Looks way better than those factory ones. And look at the length difference. And they say longer is better. Anyway, so that's that. What's next on the agenda is I want to get new ones of these. This one is, I just noticed this chip on it. And these are ugly. And I think I want to change these too, but these are a pain in the ass to get off. You need compressed air really to get those off, unless I just cut it. I could probably just cut it. You still need compressed air to get the old one on. And then this one is, let's see. Yeah, could probably just do that. This one doesn't do anything. That one's the one that turns. Okay, so that might be next. New ones of these and new ones of these. And maybe I'll just get the piece that actually comes up this way, because it protects when you crash so it doesn't break these. Other than that, that's it. All right, leave a comment, like, subscribe, let me know, do you like them? Do you think I should have went with a different color than the black and the red? I think it looks really good. And that's it. Couple more things, and I want to get some carbon fiber stuff done, so that'll be next. Anyways, stay positive, stay humble. We only have good days. Keep two wheels on the ground, people. Peace.